I'm Vicky, and I love money. I really love money. I am always looking for new ways to make money, especially online. The internet is such a powerful tool, and there's literally endless amount of resources on there, and you can find out how to do pretty much anything you want. So I've always done like those little 2-cent dumb survey websites like Prize Rebel or Swag Bucks. I don't like those websites. I don't like having to do 50 surveys in order to get like a $5 Amazon gift card. I want real money that can go inside of my bank account. This summer with COVID, I had a lot of time on my hands. I had the internet, and I was fortunate enough to find a bunch of websites that gave me the opportunity to make a good amount of cash. Nothing major. I'm not talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars, obviously, but you know, hundreds, thousands. Let's just say this summer I made a good chunk of money, and I was able to buy things I wanted to buy that I wasn't able to do before. There are so many different YouTube channels like that Graham guy and that other investing guy. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And those ways are great and really solid long-term ways of making money with your resources. What I find my issues with those methods is usually you need some sort of capital to start with, and that's number one. And two, it's really like a long-term game when it comes to investing or real estate. Having your hand in that's not really feasible for a lot of people. It's not really feasible for me. I have been learning about investing, and I'm really interested in eventually reaching that point where I feel comfortable dishing out money and hopefully getting a return. But at this point in time, I'm not really confident in my abilities to do something like that. So I've been teaching myself, but I think it's gonna be a little bit before I can like make a good amount of money doing that. And of course, everything comes with practice. But I'm gonna get to the real reason why you clicked on this video. How can you make money really starting from nothing except your phone, some internet, and time? So I'm gonna mention to you 3 different websites that I used this summer. I was able to buy a laptop, a new laptop, because my dad needed one. I was able to buy a camera that I'm recording with right now, and just do all of these things that I've always wanted to do, and I'm probably gonna do in the future, so why not right now? So I'm gonna go down the line from my least favorite to my favorite way of making money online, and these are just 3 websites. Of course, there's like so many websites. I'm gonna leave a link down below of a website that was really helpful for me. It's really just sorting through the different services and figuring out which one you like best, which one works for you. So number 3 is going to be Dscout. Dscout, it's not really a website actually, so I should probably like clarify that, but it's an app on your phone. You complete a screener survey, and basically the person who's conducting the survey will determine whether or not they think you're the right person for their research. And if you are, then they choose you. And the payout on Dscout is pretty good. I remember one week I was able to get one for $175, and all I had to do was like kind of record what I was doing for a month. So $175 in a month is like kind of not the best, but it's more than 0. And over the summer, like, I was so hyped because I wasn't doing anything anyway, and it was just really fun to talk about my experience during COVID and make money from it. So other things, you can get like $5 here and there. They have these $2 surveys that pretty much everyone qualifies for, and you just put in some information, answer like a simple question, and you get $2 on your PayPal. So it's just like easy ways like this to make money. When do the ambulances stop? But easy ways like this to make money, as long as you're doing it like every day, maybe less than an hour, honestly, you could be making over $20 every single day. And that's what I did this summer, and I'm really glad that I didn't just spend all of my time, you know, watching YouTube, even though I low-key did, but I was making some money, and that's like the whole point of everything. So D-Scout is a really good service. The only gripe that I have with D-Scout is I wish they had sort of a profile so that you could filter through surveys that automatically you don't qualify for, like right off the bat. So sometimes I see surveys and it's like, we're looking for 60 to 70-year-old men. So obviously I don't really qualify for that. It's pretty clear and I don't need to see it. So it would be helpful if they could just allow me to say, like, I'm a girl, I'm 19, I live here. It just would filter things easier, and then you could match with the survey without having to like do a bunch of testing when you already don't qualify. But other than that, I think D-Scout is a really great place to start, especially if you just have a phone and not necessarily a computer. Number 2, I'm going to talk about a website called Respondent, and Respondent is a really good one too. It's very high paying, and the only qualm that I have with this one is that you don't qualify a lot of the time. I think maybe it's because a lot of the tests on there isn't really for my demographic. They look for a lot of adults, working people, and that's not really me. I'm more of a student, so I obviously don't qualify for a lot of the studies, but the studies that I do qualify for, you do get like a large payout. The other day there was one about hair, and I mean, I keep my hair covered in like all of my videos, but that was something that I actually could respond to. And you know, it's the same thing like with D-Scout. You do like a little screener, and if you don't qualify, sometimes you like automatically screen out, which is kind of like, it kind of feels bad. But if you do qualify, then they contact you by your phone or something. You have like a profile, but it doesn't really do anything, so I kind of don't like that too, which is why it's number 2. But the reason I put this on my list is because it's high paying. I think D-Scout and Respondent, you could be lucky to qualify for one of the studies, and if you do, that's so great. But sometimes you won't, and that's the risk of doing these high paying surveys or studies, is that like sometimes they're looking for really specific people or things. So if you do fit that demographic, then like perfect, you can get paid for it. But if you don't, then it could be a little bit harder. But if you have like some sort of niche, like you live in a small town in like Wisconsin or something, or you have like a crazy disease that not a lot of people have, you might qualify for a lot of surveys. Definitely go out and like search for studies that you can do, because companies will pay a lot of money to get your feedback, especially if you're like a minority or like someone who isn't really seen in society a lot. But honestly, everyone has their own niche or like their own qualities that could allow you to do surveys. So definitely just check it out. Now I'm going to talk about number 1, and this is my absolute favorite site. It's a site and it's also an app, so you're not limited to just mobile. D-Scout is only for mobile, but this is, you have an app. You can do it on your iPad, your iPhone, or like your computer. It doesn't matter, and I think it's on Android too. Number 1 is Prolific. Prolific is my absolute favorite website. Like this is the website that got me started with all of this stuff, and I just want to like say up front, it's not the highest paying, but the thing with Prolific is a lot of the studies are very short. They could be as short as 1 minute, and the longest one I've ever seen was like maybe 30-40 minutes, but normally it's only like 4 minutes to 7 minutes for a study, and you get paid probably like $2 for each. And Prolific is my absolute favorite because you qualify for every study that you do. I love it so much. So I'm not gonna get surveys for 60 to 7-year-old men. I'm gonna get surveys for Beaky, a 19-year-old black girl from the city, right? So Prolific is really great in that they take into account that you're not going to qualify for every survey, so it automatically filters out the ones that it knows you're not going to get. And every single survey that it gives you is something that fits the information that you give it. So you do a little profile that takes a hot minute, like 10 minutes maybe. You set it up, and then after that you're golden, and you just click on the surveys that they give you and you automatically qualify for all of them. You don't have to like go through any stress of being screened out or something like that, or like getting to the end of the survey and then figuring out that you actually don't qualify and they don't pay you, because that sucks. And a lot of the studies on Prolific, you can do these like longitudinal, am I saying that right? Longitudinal, why do I not say words properly? Why can't I say words? These studies that are going on for a long period of time, right? So you're like, hey, I'm going to take a study with this company for like 6 days. And then at the end, usually you have a big payout. So I'm doing one right now where I have to do a task every day for 12 days. At the end of it, I get money from each of those surveys, which is probably like 60 cents. I also get $16 for doing all of the 12 surveys. And then I also get a bonus of $3 to $5 for some of my responses. So it's just like small money like that can add up, and you just have a disposable income or a savings, basically money that you can do anything you want with. And that's just the power of having money. I figured that out this summer, even though it's not a lot of money. Oh, also it's in Great British pounds, so it like everything converts. If you just have a PayPal account, you're fine. There's no fee or anything, so it just automatically turns into USD if you're an American like me, unfortunately, or from another country. I think if you're not from America, you might not qualify for some tests. I think you can sign up for Prolific from any country, I'm pretty sure. D-Scout, I think you can also be from anywhere, and also respondent, definitely you can be like in a bunch of different places. Sometimes tests want you to be from a different place, so if you're out of the United States, definitely give it a go, because you will qualify for things that, you know, people like me won't be able to qualify for because we're American. But for right now, I'm just grateful for the money I was able to make using these 3 resources, and there's so many other resources that are available to you. You have to just like go out and check it out. I'll definitely, if people see this and want me to talk about more websites or services, whatever, I can talk about that. I would say I'm a little bit of a professional. I don't know, I'm not like a pro, but I've been doing studies for a while now, and this summer I really just like doubled down and took it seriously, and I'm really happy because I was able to, you know, like I said at the beginning of the video, buy a bunch of stuff for me and my family that I wouldn't have been able to get otherwise. So I'm just really grateful. I have my parents doing them. Well, not my parents, my dad doesn't care, but my mom has been doing it. These are such great services that are just on your computer, and you can do literally anything, you know? As long as you have internet and a device, you don't even need a computer. You have the ability to take charge and make changes for yourself. That's kind of corny, but you know, if I didn't do these surveys, I wouldn't have this camera, and my dad would be out of a computer. So I'm sad that the money has to go. I'm not sad when I have to spend money, but hopefully I can continue doing this even during school. I'm in school right now, and I'm just gonna do surveys on the side, like not seriously, but you know, it's just something that you can do in your free time. Like if you're on the train or something, just pick up your phone and do some studies, and you know, maybe get $100 or something. And I would say if you do the surveys like not seriously, but like semi-seriously, you can probably get, and this is like from a combination of all of the sites and services that I use to make money, you can probably get like $20 a day, which isn't a lot, but it's better than zero, and you know, it accumulates fast. The other day I was able to do this study that was actually really fun. It was like a one-on-one talking thing with like this company, and they paid me $70 to talk about something that I really enjoyed. And it was just like, you know, you can get paid for so many things. There's so many resources out there. If you know of any more resources, tell me, because I'm always looking for ways to make money. If you know any other ways of making money, tell me, and I'll always share this information with you, because I think, you know, it should be available to everybody. Maybe that $20 could be a difference between you having lunch or not. So check out the websites. Hopefully this video was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed doing surveys as much as I have this summer. I hope you can make some money for yourself so you can do what you want.